Wow.
Yes, ladies and
Here we
gentlemen,
are.
here we are. Cork
This is it.
in the north, live on location for the first time ever. We are in Holywood.
Yep.
Not America Hollywood.
No.
We're in North Down Hollywood, and there are currently 3 West Belfast people in North Down losing their fucking minds.
If you thought the terror level was raised before, there's police everywhere. You can't see them, but I assure you, see all the people in this cafe right now. They're just undercover.
Did you notice that they did increase the terror threat level in Northern Ireland last week? From what maybe to...
No. It went from likely to it's happening now. The way that's happening at this moment.
Yeah.
That's how the terror level went.
So we're currently doing a podcast out of the studio because we thought we'd mix it up a little bit. So it's me and Aaron. We're in a coffee shop that I come to quite a lot called Edge Coffee Shop here in Hollywood. You've been in here before, haven't you?
I've gigged in here. Yeah. Dave Elliott runs a nice gig in here.
Yeah.
We've both done it, and it's a nice vibe.
It's a nice vibe, yeah.
I feel like I'm ruining everyone's experience being in here right now, but
Why is that? Because you're from West Belfast?
I just shouldn't be in public places saying things. See what happens. See what I mean?
See what happens here. See what happens. We're wrecking the gaff.
Andrew, that's my strength at the minute.
So this week, Cork in the North, we're on location. Thanks to everybody who's been signing up to the Patreon, listening to the episodes. It's been really good. We thought we'd mix it up this one just a little bit, just to do something a little bit different. You may hear coffee being made in the background. You may hear the screaming children because it is on the Easter holidays.
They aren't mine. Mine. We can confirm that.
Definitely not Aaron's babies.
Next week, we're going to do one of these in Bangladesh. We're just going to keep changing. We're going to up the location every time we do it. We're going to the moon.
I'd love to do one in North Korea.
Is that the one you can't get into, or is that South Korea? I always get them confused.
North Korea you can't get into, but you actually can go into North Korea as a tourist. You know that?
Oh, yeah,
a government tourist scheme.
Aye.
And the government take you around.
Seen a YouTube video on it.
Yeah.
Looked a wee bit weird.
It is a bit dodgy, yeah.
It doesn't look like a great holiday. You wouldn't have too much freedom there.
I don't think there's much 18 to 30 action going on there.
18 to 30?
Oh, well, sorry, 25 to 40 action going on there.
Yeah. To 41, happy birthday.
Shut up.
No, sorry.
I'm not. Anyway.
Or you have to just accept your age.
I identify as 34.
Yes, and I identify as trans. I think we've established that.
We've established that.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, since last week, what have you been up to? Because I've been to London.
You've been to London. I tell you this right now, Andrew. I am, the word's going about, right? The word's going about. I'm the hottest free agent on the five-a-side market at the minute in Northern Ireland. I've been playing games with boys who I don't even know if they were boys, but I was playing with them. Men, boys, I don't know, whatever. In this day and age, it's fine, but I've been hustling because me and you, we've got this Man United match coming up. I know you're not taking it that serious, but I'm looking to send these old bastards into retirement. Now, did I just curse in the coffee shop? Yeah, it's fine.
So, but we're playing these Man United legends who are already retired.
Yeah, and
you're sending them. They're in retirement.
Yeah,
are you going to send them, or are you going to send the team that you're playing on in retirement?
No. Here's the thing: they're coming out of retirement to play because they have the audacity to play us, to play me. So they think, I can just waltz out, I can walk out of retirement and just run around this wee lad. No chance. So I've been playing five-a-side games up my hole this week. So
your fitness is good, your cardio's good.
Here, I'll tell you this, right? It's definitely different playing when you're older, right? Play five-a-side when you're younger. When I was younger, my play style's starting to change in five-a-side, Andrew.
Right.
When I played when I was younger, I was like a white Kylian Mbappe, right? I was fucking all over the show, right? No, right? See, now that I'm older, I've changed it up. Now I'm like Black Messi, right? I'm just, I'm a little bit more reserved, a little bit more calm. I don't header the ball anymore.
Are you worried about your brain?
Yep, CT. Don't header the ball anymore, which makes me kind of a bad player to be on your team, to be fair, because when the ball comes to me and you have to hit it with your head, I step away from it, and they're going, why are you stepping away from it? Like, I can't.
I play on my feet. I play with my feet. I don't need my head.
But I don't want to seem like a wee fucking loser, so I just be like, I didn't see it, even though I clearly seen it. And then I'm also not lunging into tackles because I don't want to get injured or anything.
Because you've got a big game coming up against the Man United legends.
Exactly. So what I'm essentially doing when I'm playing in these games is awful. Like, I'm not getting near the ball and I'm not headering it. So I'm kind of the worst player to have in your team.
Float like a butterfly, not do anything else.
But it's the moral support of being there on the team that is my best asset. Good.
Are you vocal on the pitch? Are you a shouter?
No, I'm not. I prefer, yeah.
Do you see passes that other players don't see?
I run into areas to get passes, and then they shoot and don't pass it to me. And that, I would be infuriated by that, but I just let it go.
I've imagined, there's just something in my head that you've got 2 left feet.
Listen, when you...
I really want to see you. You'd be dancing around.
Well, you got to remember.
You're just like, hello, pass the ball to me.
Because, yeah, I don't wear football boots. I wear tap shoes. But here's the thing with me. Because I'm a dancer, because I'm elusive. Here's a baby crying.
That's not our baby, by the way.
Not confirmed anyway. Might be ours by the end of this podcast. We might adopt it. We might go over and steal it right now. Who knows? Nothing can stop us. Terror alerts high. But
do a Madeleine McCann.
I was trying to think of the Northern Irish version, Madeleine McCann, but I don't think there is one. Maybe that's a gap in the market. But I would say, we're talking about football. Can't remember what we were saying.
Greg, has the Man United players been confirmed yet?
I will probably not know until the day.
I imagine Brian McClare.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
I imagine Paul Parker.
Don't know who that is.
No. I imagine Keane Gillespie, because he's from here.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I want Jaap Stam.
No, they're not coming to Northern Ireland, mate. Jaap Stam is not getting on a flight to play football against 12 comedians or 15 comedians, 11 starting, 4 on the bench of North. There's no way Jaap Stam is leaving a multi-million-pound house to come and play football in North Belfast. Who? Park Ji-sung is not playing in North Belfast.
Do you know the way my brain works? See, when you said Jaap Stam is not playing the game, I almost started to think, how much have I got in my bank account just to entice him to come play in this match? Fly him over, put it all in my own pocket, just so I can make a podcast clip of you saying that, and then cut to me and Jaap Stam just on the pitch.
Do you know what? If Jaap Stam turns up to play in North Belfast,
what will you do?
Man, I will join
ISIS.
The DUP.
Okay. I mean, same thing. Same thing. ISIS, DUP. But
it's a Coke, Diet Coke.
Yeah, Diet Coke Zero. Just the same thing, different branding.
So, So I actually have a gig booked in Glasgow for that day. So I'm actually thinking about, it's on a Saturday, isn't it? Saturday morning.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm actually thinking about flying to Glasgow, do the show Friday, get the 7 a.m. flight back to Belfast, play in the football, and then get the afternoon flight back to Glasgow.
Fair play to you.
That's my level of commitment to, I'm a right back, okay?
That's where I'm playing.
Ooh.
Nah, I'm only joking.
So when I played right up until under 15 in Cork, right?
Yeah.
And when I was playing under 14s, I broke a young fella's leg by accident. No, it was complete accident.
Yeah.
He was running. He was a left winger. I was a right back. And I just went in for a sliding tackle. I got the ball, perfectly fair, legitimate. There was no VAR back then.
No.
Perfectly
there still
legitimate.
isn't VAR at a court game, by the way. So I think it's fair to point that out.
And yeah, I broke his leg. But he was grand. Like, it wasn't my. It was just.
Well, he wasn't grand.
It was. What I'm trying to say to you was, like, there was no malicious intent to hurt the kid. Like,
no, of course not.
But I was.
Yeah. Yeah, how he broke the leg.
But I was an enforcer, though.
Yeah. I would say
I've played in the comedians football down at the Kilkenny Comedy Festival. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And there must have been about maybe 1,000 people watching it.
That's good.
And it was really, really good. All I remember was some of them took it a bit too seriously.
Yeah, some people just have it in them.
To the point where it was like, you don't have the skill set to be this angry at the lack of passing.
Yeah, I was playing five-a-side last night, and there was one guy on the other team who was just so vocal, so serious. So like, lads, I'm the only one fucking moving here, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, God.
But here's the best thing about it.
It's not a Champions League, man.
Here's the best thing about it. He would do that, reach into his pocket, use his inhaler, and then he'd put it back in again. It's just, he would just shout stuff and then use his inhaler.
So like, the only time you can move is when you get oxygen.
Yeah. I said, was that a vape?
I got a guy message me on Instagram about coming to play five-a-side last week. Did he message you as well?
Oh, maybe. I think I went to that game.
Yeah, he asked me, and it was actually last Monday, I think it was.
Oh, no, mine was Wednesday.
Or could have been Wednesday. Or could have been one of those days that I would have went, but I had something done on that night. The next five-a-side that you're playing, and can I come along?
There's one tomorrow night.
I can play tomorrow
night. Do you want me to try
night.
to get you on?
Yeah,
it's in West Belfast.
No, I'm not very good.
Oh, Andrew, I'm telling you now, these boys, you'll fit in great.
Will I? Okay, cool.
That's not an insult to them, but what I'll say is they're very nice players. They're not like out to try like, stand on your fucking ankles or anything like, or they're not going to. It's a nice, relaxed game of football. It's
Okay,
not
cool.
like, but it's still a wee bit competitive, but it's not like, don't be worrying about,
I don't know if I've got the cardio really for a full game yet. I can lift weights, not very well, but like I can. My cardio is quite weak at the moment.
Well, this'll work. I'm doing like 2-3 times a week, 5-a-side. Maybe I would do more if there was more games open. If anyone's running a game,
5-a-side, give us a shout.
Give
We'll
us a
come
shout.
down.
We'll play. What's Leisure League on us? Is that one you play? Where's that? Okay.
So Sean, producer Sean, who's not mic'd up, plays 5-a-side on a Sunday. You've invited me, Sean, a couple of times to play 5-a-side, haven't you? Yeah, okay. Right, so if you have a 5-a-side team and you want me and Aaron to play, give us a shout. Get on to us. We've got some questions for the podcast this week, right?
Oh, exciting.
Basically, what I want to do is we're going to go through some of these questions. Some of them are for you as well, Aaron.
Great.
So we're on location. I feel very excited about this one this week because we're on location. Here we go, Aaron.
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay, here we go. One question. Who will win the Masters? I haven't a fucking clue who's going to win the Masters, and I hope it's somebody not from the Live Golf that wins the Masters. Okay?
Is that golf? Is that what the Masters is?
This was a golf question. The Masters is on this week.
Right. Yeah.
So we got a question here.
Yeah.
Aaron, what's your coffee of choice? Is it flat white or a latte?
Neither. Coffee's only for enemies to show up your hole.
Well, coffee's a stimulant. Stimulant.
Well, look, but here's the thing. It tastes like bitter ass, doesn't it? Coffee?
I don't know what a bitter ass tastes like.
Hey, me neither.
PS and I have literally just driven past down there. The peelers have just gone down the road. Have you noticed since we've started this podcast, the police have gone up twice?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, believe me, stick around if you're watching the video of this. It does end in me in handcuffs. And
that's something he's requested.
Yeah.
Cossack, and they're fluffy handcuffs.
I just like how it feels. They're officer.
So you're not a coffee guy.
No,
I love my coffee. I'm obsessed with coffee.
No, I would rather. Cool drinks are even during the winter time. I am all about water, Coke Zero. That's me fine. If I'm feeling it, I'll have a wee hot chocolate. But that is the height of it. Coffee, tea bore me.
Okay. Next one is, what's the weirdest ick you have? This person's one is personalised number plates. My weirdest ick changes all the time.
Yeah,
First
you've
of
got
all,
loads.
bad drivers.
Yeah.
If I got into a car, say if I was dating somebody and they were a bad driver, I wouldn't date them because of that.
What about if they were a bad passenger? So let's say you're driving and every movement you make, she's going...
Well, we'd have to have words then because...
So yes.
I think if they were a bad passenger or a bad driver, if they're too anxious in a car, we wouldn't get on.
Right. So that's, we can generalise that as the anxious in
bad
cars.
driving.
Bad driving. People who eat messy. People who are messy eaters.
Do you think people who make noise with cutlery a lot?
I don't think noise is a big issue. But if I look up at you and I can see food in your mouth and your mouth's open, you're chewing and there's stuff like falling out or whatever, I'm out.
Really?
Do you know what the biggest? It's not a weird ick, but just the biggest ick. I don't care how good looking you are. See if you smoke. Nah. Smoke is stinking. See the smell of smoke and the smell of smoke off people, and then having to kiss someone who's been smoking.
Yeah, I know. How you doing? Yeah, all right, Aaron, I love you.
Yeah, especially when it's a fella like that.
I think the driving one for me is pretty bad. Also, as well as people who are always tired and always ill.
Oh, that is a bad one. People who always have the cold.
They're always whinging. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, we can all have a whinge and a moan about things. But you ever meet somebody and they're just constantly, how are you? Oh, I'm just flat. I'm just exhausted. What are you exhausted about? Oh, just...
Yeah.
And they never seem to fix anything. Like, they're always ill. I'm like, but actually, when you think about it, they're actually not ill.
Yeah.
And they're not tired. They're just fucking
they're just living.
whingers.
They're just living.
They're just living, and life is hard for
We're
them.
all...
Which is fine. Yeah. If you're a whinger and you're tired and you're always... and you can't drive,
Yeah,
don't contact me.
Don't even
Don't
look at him.
contact me.
Don't
Not
even
that
look
you
at
would contact me anyway, but do not
Unfollow him.
contact me.
Yeah.
And also people as well who think sending a tweet to Donald Trump is somehow going to change Donald Trump's opinion on
That's
something.
my dad.
Does your dad tweet Donald Trump?
My dad has been banned from Twitter 4 or 5 times.
Why?
Because he just tweets Jamie Bryson and calls him a cunt. And
Are you serious?
Yeah. My dad will Jamie Bryson will tweet, my dad will just go, cunt, and then he'll get banned for 2 weeks. And then my dad will come to me and go, got banned from Twitter again. I'm like, you're a 53-year-old. I shouldn't have to hear my dad getting banned from Twitter. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's like tweeting a celebrity. I'm not on Twitter, but it's like tweeting a celebrity.
He does that too.
What?
He tweets tell you a great one. Rio Ferdinand was on, right?
Your dad tweeting Rio Ferdinand.
my Rio Ferdinand was on doing one of those. Is it when they do the pre-match talk or whatever?
Yeah,
he's doing one of those. Gary Lineker, I don't know what it was. And
Super Sunday.
Yeah, my dad tweeted him going, "Your pink shirt shite," and got banned from Twitter for a week because of that. And then I was like, "Why do you have to?" say the stuff. You just if it's shite, you don't have to tell him it's shite. You just think it's shite. He's like, no, I have to tweet him.
Why though?
I have no. He's nuts. He's not.
I think people who do that are absolute fucking tosspots.
He's not right.
But I'd say your dad's a bit of a laugh. But there's people out there that would tweet, American politicians.
Oh yeah,
and be like, just ban guns. You're like, oh yeah, he's going to read that or she's going to read that, and just going to it's just what do you think is going to happen with this tweet?
It's a waste of time.
If anything, you're making the situation worse because you're fueling them because they want divisiveness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So people who do that kind of stuff, whingers, moaners, are my biggest stakes. So your one is smoking,
and if you eat really badly or weirdly, or I can see food hanging out your mouth, or if you're a messy eater.
Right, we got one. What would your porn star name be?
Oh, I've already.
What is? Oh, you've got a list that you've probably bought the rights on a website for.
Yeah. No, me and Dave Elliott went through this before. I said Booby Sands. The just, and that's in a Hollywood cafe. I'm saying that. Yeah.
Booby Sands.
And it was your grandmother's name.
Maiden name or?
No, her first name.
Okay. Oh God.
And then the last dessert that you had.
Oh, I'm Joan Pavlova.
Oh, I'm Anne Creme Brulee.
Anne Creme Brulee. I'm Joan Pavlova.
I'm designing a poster.
Joan Pavlova, we are ready for you. Joan Pavlova.
It sounds like a character on a sitcom.
Or I've 2 grannies, you see. So Joan
Pavlova
or Mary. What was the other dessert I had recently? Or Mary Apple Pie.
Mary Apple Pie.
Mary Apple Pie.
You know what she's into?
Do you remember when the film American Pie came out?
Yeah.
What was that? Early 2000s, was it?
I want to say maybe 99.
But you remember the scene when he gets the pie?
That
scene. Was one of the I'll never forget watching that. One of the few times I've ever gone to the cinema.
Yeah.
I went to watch American Pie. Have you seen it?
I only saw it 3 months ago.
Right. One of the this was to me one of the funniest things I've ever seen in comedy. I was only a teenager.
Yeah.
When it came out.
That's a good age.
And he had the pie in the kitchen, and he starts getting off with the pie, right? And he sticks anyway. And I remembered this. I'd never seen anything like that before on screen, that extreme level of comedy.
Yeah.
And I genuinely remember one of the few times where I actually couldn't watch. I was laughing so much.
Oh, really?
And every so often I'll go into YouTube and I'll just watch it again.
See, it was I was too young at the time still, I think, to appreciate it. Because I would just watch it and go, surely that can't be nice. It's scalding pie. You know what I mean? And then now I appreciate it more. But I remember the first time I was like... At the first time I was like...
Why do you appreciate it more?
Oh, but I appreciate the art behind it. I appreciate the thought process and the script and the character development between him and the pie.
The lighting was great.
Oh, the cinematography. The way the apples shone off his cup were unbelievable.
Yeah,
was it blueberry?
But it was the dad sitting down with him afterwards to talk about the pie.
That's the funny, isn't it?
But the person writing that script, how that happened?
That was based on Dave Elliott's life. That happened to Dave Elliott, I'm pretty sure, when he was a teen.
But
Dave's a freak.
How did that actually happen? Like,
You mean
the
how did
person
they come
writing
up with
that
it?
script, the guy was like, because you know the way people say, like, in writing, you always talk about what you experience, talk about your experiences. So, like, in comedy, I'll only write jokes about stuff that I have seen, witnessed, or experienced. I'll never do stuff on racial issues or transgender issues because I don't experience it. It doesn't come across.
I
me.
will.
You know, but I
Next
don't.
year.
I don't understand those issues because I can't speak from experience.
Yeah.
So therefore, the guy writing that script on American Pie, where he basically gets off with a pie in his kitchen,
Yeah.
must have come from some sort of
Story.
a story that happened when he was a kid or something.
Yeah.
Had to have done.
Yeah.
And Stifler, do you remember Stifler?
Yes.
Stifler's mom.
Yes.
What's those stories? Because there's 9 American Pie films.
Yeah,
Nine.
there is.
Oh, there's
I mean,
9, yeah. But the thing is, you'll never beat the first one.
Yeah. I'm
The
sure-
high
yeah.
impact of the first one.
Yeah. Like what happens in number 8? Like, you know what I mean?
How extreme do they have to go to get laughs?
Number 8, he buys a dog or something. Like something really mundane.
Yeah.
Like,
But
fucking.
it's like Star Wars. Do you watch Star Wars?
Nah, not really.
See, when Star Wars came out in the 90s or the late 80s or 70s,
70s
yeah.
was the
So when I
original.
watched them as a kid, sorry, and now they've gone back,
Yeah.
I've like fucked them off.
Uh,
Why you ruin it?
yeah.
Like they had Jaws 2, didn't they?
Did they have Jaws too?
There's a Jaws 2, isn't there? Yeah, to me, Jaws 1. The only films out there that I think are good, where to go 1, 2, and 3 are The Godfathers.
Okay. Back to the Future's not
Back
bad.
to the
1 and
Future,
2
yeah.
at least.
Back to the Future, yeah. And Godfathers 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Like when they brought out Free Willy 2, he was freed in the first movie. How's he going to be more free? Is he getting a vote now or something? Like fucking.
Is he getting DLA?
Exactly. Is he getting a state pension? Like, why is 3 Willy 2 even freer? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Does he have to go back into the cage to fucking meet
No, but
his
what they've
demons or
done
something?
is they've made a film, say, for 10 million, right? They've made 40 million on the box office.
Yeah, so they
so
have
they're
to
up
do
30
another one.
million, and they're like, well, why don't we spend another 10?
Take another
And we're
punt
still
at
up
it.
20. Do you know what I mean? It's greed. When
Yeah.
actually the brand should be done like.
Yeah.
You should finish. It's like 40 Towers, 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Father Ted, 3 series.
Yeah.
So I have requested or trying to get on Celebrity Mastermind.
You're trying to get on it.
Yeah, well, it's filmed here in
You
Belfast.
should just do normal mastermind. Because you'll get on that, you know?
But Celebrity Mastermind, they use comedians.
Again, normal mastermind's probably pretty good.
They use comedians on Celebrity Mastermind.
Yeah, they do.
Comedians of my level. I think I can get into that, right? So,
Yeah.
my agent said to me, "What would your specialist subject be?" So, Aaron, what do you think my specialist subject is going to be on? If touch wood, if I ever got invited,
Oh,
on.
noise.
I've basically sent an email in going, "Is there any chance you'd consider me for the show?"
Yeah.
Because one of my mates did it, and we're on the same sort of level. So I thought, well, if he could do it, maybe I could try and get on as well. What do you think my specialist subject is on Mastermind?
Public Noises That Annoy Me by Andrew Ryan.
Father Ted is correct, but there's another one because Father Ted has been done already to death on Mastermind.
Depression.
Depression, failed relationships.
Yeah. Uncertainty of having kids.
The life and time of Aaron Butler.
yeah.
No, my Mastermind thing would be the life and time of Roy Keane.
Yeah.
I would
pretty good.
literally do the whole of Roy Keane. I would go.
You would
on.
do the whole of Roy King? Hey, I mean...
I walked literally straight into that one, isn't it?
Yeah, you
I
walked straight
I walked
into
straight
Roy
into
Keane's
that one
hole.
at night. Right, I would do Roy Keane. No, I would do. No, I would.
Sean, just clip that, and then I'm just going to do this reaction. What? And just clip that reaction straight after that. There. No, you would. Your topic of interest of choice would be Roy Keane.
So
You
I imagine the level of questions that I would get asked are: who did he make his debut for Ireland against which country?
I love how you're already giving them the questions.
his first goal for Man United, his last appearance for Man United.
Yeah. What number was on his Celtic top?
What number was that? His first game first game for Celtic against Clyde in the
Yeah.
Scottish Cup.
Yeah.
Where was he born? His first team in Ireland.
Yeah.
Who did he marry?
Many knee injuries did he have?
Who did he tackle to get sent off? All this kind of stuff.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I imagine it would just be around kind of that kind of stuff. Who did he make his 100th appearance against?
Yep.
For when he played for Man? Didn't he score like 32 or something?
Ah,
Tiernan,
you-
can you Google that? How many goals did he score for Man
Tierney's
United?
not going to be there on the night. You know,
Yeah, Roy
Well,
Keane. If you do Roy Keane's Wikipedia page, I'm
guess-
obsessed with Roy Keane.
I'll guess, right? So it's how many goals he scored in his whole Man United run. Is that
I think it was
what-
30, wasn't it?
Is that what we're guessing?
32?
I'm gonna say more. I would say
32.
I'm gonna go.
Or was it 18?
I'm gonna go.
No.
56.
32. 51.
I was closer
He scored
than you.
51 for United.
Get me
oh,
on,
wow.
Mastermind,
Oh, I'm
man.
thinking training games.
Oh, you fucking talk shit.
Now, can I tell you a story? Last week I got a phone call, right?
From Roy Keane.
No. At 11 a.m. I got a phone call last
You told
week.
me this, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a phone call last week at 11 a.m. Andrew, are you in Belfast? I am. Can you get to Dublin tonight? I was like, yeah, I'm free. Why? Gary Neville's The Overlap are filming at I think it's the Olympia in Dublin.
Arena?
Or the Three Arena, one of them. Kieran Bartlett was in the audience and they need a warm-up guy. And we're just putting you forward for this. So Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Jamie Carragher, would
Yeah.
you go down? I'm like, I will go down. I said, I need to know latest 5 o'clock. I was so excited that I'm could potentially be in the mix to go down and do 10 minutes of stand-up and then bring on the show. And I would get to meet Roy Keane. And then they rang me at 2:30 saying, you're not doing it, someone else is doing it.
That's show business for you, isn't it? That's
The
way-
amount of stuff that I've gotten down to, like the last 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and never got.
Yeah.
I swear, I've lost. Comedy is an industry of no's.
Oh yeah, but so's the acting industry too. Like, there's bound to be an actor on the scene who has been up for like Spider-Man, freaking, all these Peaky Blinders, all whatever shows is. There's probably someone that gets to like the last 3 every time and just misses out narrowly.
There's probably somebody that you sit next to in a calf. You don't
Oh,
realise
yeah.
that they were down to the last 2 for James Bond.
Yeah.
And didn't get it. And
Yeah.
they're just sitting there going, might be James Bond next week.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not. Back to Primark.
We don't. We used to make a joke about all the drama students at Queen's. Used to be like, they're literally just preparing to go work in Poundland. That is all they're doing here.
I remember speaking to a girl at a gig in London, and she was an actor. She was training to be an actor in college in London, and her mum was there, and her mum was Polish. I've actually got the clip. I'm actually going to release the clip. And she says, "Oh, I'm paying for my daughter to go to acting school in London." And I just turned to the daughter and I said, like, "Oh, what do you work at all part time?" And she goes, "Yeah, I work in Starbucks." And someone in the crowd just went, "That'll be full time soon."
That would have been me. That would have been me.
Huh?
Is she anyone that wants to be like an actor or director? Anything to do with film or TV, they always start with Starbucks.
Yeah, but that's because there's flexibility in those jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can.
It's
You can
It's just that they're really big hill and what about the market of Starbucks.
yeah.
It's easy to get into as well, like, jobs like that. And yeah, we all got to start.
They're transient jobs as well. So if you moved from London to America, you can just walk into a Starbucks again. Like it's like I always say to kids who are like 16, 17. No, that's not a right sentence. I don't always say to kids that are 16 or 17.
You're just hanging out at schools
I
looking
would
for
say-
16, 17 year olds. Kids, I got a sentence for you. Where are you?
If you're 16 and 17 and you want to do something on the side, go and learn how to be a barber.
Yeah.
Go and learn how to be a barber. You can do it in a year.
That's a good point.
2 nights a week
That's a good
for a
point.
year. Go and learn to be a barber,
Take it anywhere.
and you can take it anywhere.
That's a great point. I never
My
thought about
cousin's son was playing soccer for Newry in the senior team.
that. Yeah.
He was only 17, and he went off 2 nights a week, learned to be a barber. And now he's like 20 now, and he's just qualified barber. And he does it on the side. He goes around to people's houses, goes to his mate's house, cuts his mate and his dad's hair, picks up 40 quid. Next week picks up another 40 quid.
Cash in hand.
Cash in hand.
Oh my.
Next thing you know, he's only 20, and he's going around making 200-300 quid a month, just pocket money.
That's great.
All he's got is a little bag and a little scissors, and he's just going around cutting people's hair.
Tell you what, that's not a bad little life hack there, I think.
Like a little life hack. Just train to be a barber. You
were about to say train to be a little barber.
train to be a little barber.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great way of doing it.
I actually think that's a good, it's not the worst idea.
Basically become like a little mobile barber to all your mates. Go around on a Saturday, have the football on, cut your mate, cut his brother, cut the dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And learn more skills. Learn how to like wax backs and stuff as well. You know what I mean? Learn how to fucking taint arseholes. Learn how to pluck pubes. Just do it all. You know what I mean? Why not? I just think
It's a life hack, innit?
no, but these are skills you can. These are skills you can take anywhere. Is what you're saying?
Do you know what I think? If you're on a long haul flight and you're a qualified barber,
You would
Right.
start doing cuts on the set.
I would, if I was flying, say London to Dubai.
Yeah.
I'd stand up after the seatbelt button goes off. Stand up and go, right, qualified barber here. I'm in row 12A. If you want your hair cut, come on up.
Although
And you pass the flight, just cut hair.
I'm
on the
going to
flight.
assume though you can't bring scissors past security.
Oh shit, yeah. Forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But
Pre 9/11, you would have been rolling in it, Andrew. In the amount of scissors you would have had on flights.
no, but like, could you? If you think about it, you could open like a barber shop on a flight. No, 1 second. If you notice, they're relaxing air security now.
Maybe
Have you heard
this
about
is
that?
maybe this is your lead-in. Maybe this is your foot in the door.
So when I flew to Krakow recently, we went through airport security in Dublin, and one of the airport security lanes, you didn't have to take your liquids out.
They've got a new machine.
They have a new machine,
I've
and we
seen
just
the new
literally
machine.
just chucked it in. It was fine.
You don't have to take your laptops out or any batteries or anything like that. You just leave it all in, and they should have all those machines. I hate the fucking taking out the laptop bullshit.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
So we went through, and I went, "Oh my god, this is what it was like in the year 2000."
Yeah. Pre-Osama.
Take me pre-Osama. Remember the days pre-Osama? The stuff we used to do, Tiernan.
Tiernan. The amount of scissors I brought on
I
planes.
once took a bottle of Coke at 125 ml onto a Ryanair flight.
He did too.
I mean, risk takers. Like,
you wouldn't have believed it.
You wouldn't have believed.
Do you know Bin Laden's son once came to Northern Ireland?
Well, do research.
His son came to and went and visited Carrickfergus Castle randomly. Isn't that mad?
Was he looking for another hideout?
He's
This is where I'm going to stay when I blow up something else.
yeah.
Are you? So why was the son here?
I genuinely don't
Doesn't
know.
he have like 27 kids or something?
Yeah, I might be his son. I don't know.
Can you imagine being Osama bin Laden's son and you're meeting a girl and you go, "So tell me about your family."
And you go, "We did hear about my dad." Okay.
Well-
if you thought my dad on Twitter was bad,
How was your flight today?
yeah.
You pissed off at security.
Yeah.
Guilty.
You can thank my fucking old man for that one.
But can you imagine trying to explain to them, can you imagine being the son or a daughter of somebody so infamous, that was like a murderer, mass murderer? How do you get around it?
It's a good thing Tiernan doesn't have a mic there.
The people he just said.
We will.
But if you think about it, how do you get around it?
Well, I'm trying to think of a good example. There was one person, for example, the brother of Jeffrey Dahmer is out there.
Is he sound?
Well, I imagine compared to his brother, he's probably a more sound. Yeah, I don't think you can get too much worse than what his brother did. But he just essentially changed his name, changed his identity, doesn't have any social media, no one knows who he is or what his name is. So he completely went nomad, just was started a new life, has a wife, has a kid. No one knows anything That's probably the way you have
But
to
can
go.
you imagine his wife getting drunk one night at a dinner party? He'd be like, "Hey, do you know Jeffrey Dahmer? Do you know what he looks like?"
That's his fucking
Good
brother.
man, that's his fucking
Can
brother.
you believe it? Look who I'm married to. The state he had.
Why have we got 7 fridges in the back?
I know. Well, I had 4 kids, but sure, he fucking ate 3 of them. You know what I mean?
Was Jeffrey Dahmer executed? Or did he just die
no,
himself?
in the prison, someone killed him in jail.
Someone killed him in jail?
Yeah, a fellow inmate just took it upon himself, said he was sent by the Lord to kill Jeffrey and killed him.
Sent by the Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sent by the
I
Lord.
think he's still alive today, that guy. In jail,
Yeah.
obviously.
Have you ever met anyone that's killed anyone?
No.
I met somebody.
Not knowingly.
I met a guy who killed 2 people in a road traffic collision. He was a comedian in England.
Oh,
Complete
yeah.
accident. So this is what happened. And we was in the news and everything, so I'm not divulging any information.
No.
But
Who
he
was
was
it? No, we
driving one night, and this guy had come out of a pub, and he was drunk, and he hit him, and he passed away. He went, obviously the big investigation. Now we're talking back in the 90s now.
Yeah.
Big investigation. The family of the person that he killed, obviously, once there was a security camera nearby. The police came and said, "Look, obviously just a terrible accident. Very sorry, nothing's going to happen. Just get on with your life."
So the comedian didn't go to jail or anything?
No,
like
it
that?
wasn't his.
That's
It
interesting.
wasn't his fault. Obviously, he went to therapy for years.
Yeah.
But by chance, he then was a passenger in another car.
Oh.
That ended up killing somebody else.
Jesus Christ. He needs to stop driving or being
No,
in
he
cars.
was,
That he just needs to walk everywhere from then on. He's a bike.
I mean, he talks about it, he's like, you're not going to believe like the bad luck I've had.
One of the scariest moments in my life happened in the last year, and it was when I was driving home from a gig from Derry, and I was on my own, and it was a part of the motorway that was like pitch black, like there wasn't lights on or anything, and I'm doing about 60, 65 or whatever, I can't remember, but I was going fast, and out of nowhere, some guy was walking the opposite way up the motorway, not on the hard shoulder, in the middle of the motorway. I just seen him, just swerved, and missed him by... if I hit him, he was instantly dead, like. And I just remember getting home and couldn't sleep for like 5...
Did you ring the police?
Well, I was thinking about it, and then I was like, the fuck am I meant to say? Like, there's a guy randomly on a part of the motorway, good luck finding him. And then I was just like, yeah.
That's terrible, man.
I know, but yeah, it's good to be here on Edge. Living on the edge. That's true. Did you know what? Matthew Broderick killed a person here.
Matthew Broderick, who's that?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What else was he in?
Hold on a second. Who is Matthew Broderick?
Married to Sarah Jessica Parker.
Right. Sarah Jessica Parker, right. Okay. American. No.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is like there's loads of... You would see if you've seen him, you would go, oh, that guy.
Can I Google him?
Google
Matthew
him
Broderick.
quickly.
Right, so he killed somebody here.
Was it here or was it in Donegal, Sean? I feel like
It says Northern Ireland.
Oh, it was Northern Ireland then, yeah. He was here for like a holiday or whatever, and then ended up... I think Sarah Jessica was with him at the time, I'm not too sure.
Oh, was it a complete accident?
So Jennifer Grey was...
Jennifer Grey from fucking Dirty Dancing.
So,
Ferris Bueller.
well, he was driving.
Yeah, and killed a person. And nothing was ever really made of it, was it? Like, yeah. I think he just fled back to America.
I know, like, it must have been the police obviously would have investigated that. And the family of the person dead would have kicked up if there was any foul play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know enough about the story.
Maybe
like.
the person, like, this is the thing, like, do you know, this is going to sound really morbid now, like, but yesterday I was down in Dublin, I was at my nephew.
If this story finishes with I killed a man,
No.
Andrew, we're going to have to stop this.
I was actually down visiting my nephew who's a patient at the Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
And he was having an operation on his brain. It's a very complicated story. He's a great kid and he's had 5 operations on his skull.
Wow.
So I popped in to visit him. I was doing a voiceover down in Dublin and I popped in to see him. And as we were there, my brother said to me, like, oh, there's somebody in this ward. I was like, oh, yeah. And they were in a car accident. I was like, okay. And their father was killed in it. And just like a young girl. And I'm just sitting there in my head, my heart. You know the way when your heart sinks?
Yeah.
You know the way when the heart drops in your chest and you go, there's me whinging, like, about things. There's me whinging about small things and trying to make comedy out of small. And you think to yourself, when we drive past the hospital, we don't see what the hell is going on in there and how people's lives have been impacted by road traffic collisions, by violence, by abuse or whatever. Like, and we just see things are in our own little bubble. Yet there are people in hospital daily that are going through the most horrendous shit every single day.
Yes, be thankful for what you have.
Be thankful, honest to God.
Be thankful for your health.
I was driving up from Dublin yesterday just going, that family, like my nephew, you know, has to have operations and he will recover and thankfully,
that's good.
You know, he'll live a good life. But there's people in that hospital that their lives are fundamentally changed for the rest of their life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we take, touch wood, we take so many things for granted. Like.
Yep. It's good to have a moment of perspective and to remember.
Yeah.
The dog's having one too in the background there.
Yeah, fucking kill that fucking
He's like,
dog.
if you ever drive past the vet, just remember there's dogs in there that have been in road collision accidents and aren't doing well. I know. Can I share with you a thought I had last night in the early hours of 2 a.m?
Go on, yeah.
Do you know when you just get random thoughts and they make you giggle a wee bit?
Yeah.
This was one of those where I legitimately looked at myself and thought, who was the person that named the planet Uranus? Who was that person? Isn't that like, imagine sitting down and people were like, you get to name it, and you go, and maybe had some options. He was like, can I call it like fucking, I don't know, shite ring or something? They were like, no, you can't call it that. It's a planet, wise up. And he's like, he then had to go to like, what's the...
So what have you got? We've got Jupiter,
Mars,
Pluto,
Venus, Pluto, Mars.
So who names them?
See, they're all named after Greek gods, I believe.
But there must have been a Greek god called Uranus then.
There was.
Okay.
In my research, this is believe me, I've been up for 8 hours and I haven't slept in 4 days.
You're just rocking
thinking about
back and
this.
forth like a child's.
Yeah. Just thinking about Uranus. It's not Uranus, it's my anus. No, they were Greek or were they Roman?
Roman, but like Roman versions of the Greek gods.
Either way, it'd be bad crack if you're the Greek god Uranus. Imagine they're like, we present
They
the
might
gods.
have had a name for the anus back then. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know way like how new things are getting? Like there's new words coming in all the time. Like for example, ghosted has only come in 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You've been ghosted by somebody.
Yeah, you've been ghosted by Uranus.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, there. That's the guy that named it.
Shut-
John. I mean, he's a pervert. Look at him.
So the guy that named it is a guy called Johann Ellert Bode, was a German astronomer known for his reformulation and popularization of the Titus Bode law. Who the fuck? What?
And
I
love
can't
of anal.
understand. 1747.
1747 is when the planet was named.
And he died in 1826. So he was about 80 odd. He lived.
For that. That's a good age.
That's a good age for that back in those. Because you could die then just
in your 30s.
just by having a cough then, couldn't you?
I think so. I think hay fever killed you.
Did it? I haven't a fucking clue.
I don't know.
Hay fever killed you.
Could you imagine?
How did he die? The grass.
Yeah.
So the name Uranus was first proposed by German astronomer.
Proposed. I love how
It
there
was
was a meme about
proposed
it.
in order for it to be conformity with the other planetary names, which are from classical mythology. Uranus is the ancient Greek deity of the heavens, their earliest supreme god. Right, so he's following a protocol there. He's following the Greeks.
Yeah.
But why are the Greeks in charge of everything?
I
haven't
don't
got
know.
a fucking penny to their name.
I don't know.
Fucking Greece. They won the Euros in 2000 and haven't seen them since.
But yeah, it just tickles me that there's a planet called Uranus.
Did you ever do Latin?
No.
Would they not teach Latin up here? They taught Latin in my school.
I
never went to Latin. There was no way I was going to Latin.
In my school, they taught French or Irish. You had no other choice.
No German, no Italian, no
German,
Spanish.
no Italian, no Spanish. In other schools, there
Look,
might
you
have
went
been.
to the Christian Brothers.
Yeah.
And they only taught French or...
French or Irish, and you had to pick. You couldn't do both.
So you couldn't... But down in Cork, when I was growing up as a kid, you had to do Irish until you were 18.
You had to?
You have to do Irish.
Wow.
English, Irish and maths, you have to do until you're 18. There's
Is
no...
it still like that?
I presume so.
Was it just Cork or was it all of Ireland?
All of Ireland, all of the South, yeah.
Wow,
All
that's
of the
so-
26. You have to do English, Irish and maths, and there is absolutely no way that you can get around that.
Ours was you had to do English, maths, and science.
Well, Irish up here is a grey area, wasn't it?
Well, certain schools offer it. Catholic schools offer it. And mine was a predominantly Catholic school. So, yeah, I did it, like. Cheated in my oral exam. How about that?
How'd you do that?
Because the teacher... Do you know what? I'm outing him here and I don't give a fuck. The teacher was like... Because it was 20 years ago now.
Oh, they're clean from immunity now.
Yeah, fuck him. Here's the thing. He was a nice guy, too. I shouldn't even be doing this. But he just brought the pages in with him. And he just goes to me before the tape recording. He was like... Just read off the pages. And I was like... And even when I was reading off the pages, I was still getting it wrong. I was still fucking up. I was like, Kajay, Mokara, Lawalia. He was like, fuck you reading like that for? But yeah. So yeah.
Was he a young teacher?
He was in his late 30s, I would have said.
So he's probably close to retirement now.
Yeah, for sure. I think his thoughts were, I need as many of these wee fuckers to pass this as I can. And... just so we can keep the subject in the curriculum. So he was just like, guys, let's just fucking everyone. He let everyone do it. Like,
Yeah. Do you have, when you look back on your school days, how do you look back at them? Are you fond? Are you pissed off with it? Where you feel did you enjoy it?
yeah. I think it was a mix, but I also think it could have been way, way, way worse. You know, I think I have mostly fond memories. Albeit, you know, you look back on some things and you go, fuck me, that school was barbaric at times. Like,
Yeah.
like the one I remember was you would just come in the morning and you know, everyone would just get in the morning, you're standing in the yard waiting to go into the school and waiting for everything to open up. I just remember if you were in at like 8:30, they would just start throwing golf balls across the yard, and genuinely, and it became a game. Everyone was like, yeah, and then it was like, where's the fucking golf ball? Who has it next? And you would get the golf ball, and you just have to lob it. And
Golf ball will hurt you if they hit you. Like,
well, the intention was to hurt everyone, and so we would do that, and then the teacher would have to go out and go, right, where is it? And then the game would then be make sure you throw it without him or her seeing it.
and then you look at it and you go, oh, it's only a Titleist.
Yeah.
I remember my brother was in school. When I was in first year in school, I went to the Christian Brothers College in Cork, which is, like a decent school.
Yeah.
And my brother was in sixth year when I was in first year.
Oh, wow.
And so there was 5 years between us. So he told me once, he said, this is what they did. And I actually kind of remember it happening on the day because it went round the school. They brought in a chicken, a live chicken, right? They brought in a chicken to the school.
I love that.
Right? And they were out in the yard and they had this chicken just going around, right?
Yes.
And then one of the teachers came out. So what they did was they put a coat over the chicken. And
Why
then
was it cold?
the chicken started to move. So this coat just started moving around the yard. My brother did this now. This is 1995.
Wow.
And 1996. And there's a chicken going around the yard. And there was a big murder over it. And then there was another day, one of the lads went down. They got a load of pigeons. And they released the pigeons into the school. So all the pigeons are flying around the school, right? But they used to do this, and I'll never forget it. We used to drink milk out of plastic cartons.
Yeah.
And one day we were all out in the yard, and one of the teachers, Mr. Morin was his name, Froggy Moore, they call him. He was the French teacher, so they call him Froggy because he was French, right? And he was out the yard patrolling the fifth and sixth years, and one of the lads had this plastic cup of milk, plastic 1 litre of milk, and he just fucking loves it, right? And it goes up, and it just lands on his shoulder, the whole milk. And you could see the milk just getting, the white milk like on the tarmac, right? And Froggy turns around and he just went, right, who did that? And there's about 50 kids just standing there going, like, who are you going to catch? Like, who are you going to do? There was some things I did in school that I remember going, if I was a teacher, I would have been annoyed with that.
Oh, yeah.
Because some of the stuff I did, no, I wasn't causing trouble. I got suspended once. And to get suspended from my school was pretty bad. Because it was.
What did you do to get suspended?
Swearing at a teacher.
Okay. What was the word in particular?
I just told him to fuck off. Just said, fuck off.
Yeah.
Right, you're suspended. Fine.
Classic, yeah.
Classic Ryan. And then I'd go down to town and I'd just play pool or something like that, or play snooker.
Sounds pretty good, to be fair.
I used to love playing snooker and pool in school. But when I was in the Christian Brothers, did you have Christian Brothers? Was there Christian Brothers there?
Yeah, they would but they were on their way out when I was.
They were on the way out when I was there as well.
Yeah, and they were. But do you ever realize? You ever just think because you would have priests as well, and we would have the priest house next to the school.
Oh yeah, you don't want to be going in there
Well, they basically that's where I did my Irish oral. To be fair, there's a reason. There's a reason I got top marks. Am I right, priest Father fucking Murphy?
Carculor.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. What's Carculor meaning?
Parable the blower.
Okay, Carculor.
That was a very good pun on me, by the way. But anyway, I remember the priest would walk around the schoolyard at lunchtime and stuff. Now, was he doing it because he wanted to walk? Was he doing it to get a wee look at my hole? Maybe, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I do. But I see nowadays as I'm older, I look back and go, them lads were probably just doing that to not be on the dole. Do you ever think that?
To join the priesthood.
Oh, what else are you gonna do? You either work or you're on the dole,
Well,
or
they
you're
say
a
it's
priest.
a vocation, doesn't it? I'd be honest with you. I have no interest in religion. I couldn't give two hoots
Me
about
neither,
it.
me neither.
The only time I ever go to church is if I'm at a wedding, a funeral, or a christening. I don't pray.
No.
I don't begrudge anybody that goes to it.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you. If it's good for you and you get something out of it, by all means do it. But don't force it on me and don't force it on somebody else.
Yeah.
I absolutely no problem with it. I've no interest in it. But I do find they are running out of priests.
Well, that's the problem in Northern Ireland, most definitely.
Not get the mark by a priest.
No.
Sean's not getting married by a priest,
No.
by a deacon.
It'd be great if it was Elvis.
A deacon is like an open spot priest.
Is that right? An open spot priest.
Yeah.
Just going to try a little five.
Just going
here.
to try. They're going to try. A deacon is somebody that has a normal life, but just steps in. It's like a substitute priest.
Okay.
They just come in, read a book they didn't write.
I mean, if there's good money in it, I'd do it.
Yeah. Do you have to pay him?
Yeah.
How much do you pay? How much do you pay a deacon to marry you? £100 for half an hour. Can you get him to say whatever you want?
That's not a bad way. That's
good open spot.
Flip open spots don't get that much.
Open spots don't even get
get
none.
Yeah.
Get none. The guy only need to do 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna start saying I'm a deacon now anytime I do an open spot. See if they'll hand me something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was loads. I remember when I was younger, there was a good few priests. Like I remember my confirmation, my communion. There was priests like local ones and stuff. But now there's none. Like any wedding I go to at a local church here, it's priests who have been flown in from like Africa and stuff and Nigeria.
Can you imagine being on the priest circuit?
The priest circuit.
You got an agent. All right, listen, we've got 3 weddings in Belfast, or do you want a week in Marbella for some people who are going, I'll do the week in Marbella. Is it all in? Yes, 5-star. Like, who's getting married? Oh, 3 people are getting married for the second time. Like, oh, repeats. Oh, here we go. I got my regular business, but they must look at it as gigs, like. Yeah. I've got a gig. What have you got? Oh, I've got to send the message of God, man.
Yeah. Be like Father.
I used to be an altar boy. I was an altar boy.
Bet you did.
I was an altar boy, got made redundant.
Well, you grew up.
I grew up.
You can't be an altar boy past the age of a certain age.
12, 13, I was an altar boy. I used to do doubles on a Sunday. So I was doubling up.
From a young age.
When I was an altar boy, I would double up. I would do 2 masses on a Sunday.
What do altar boys do? Just carry wee things?
Yeah, you put the robe on, you go out, you sit, you ring a bell when he puts the hand over the bread, raises the thing up, you hand the bread over, you sit, you kneel, you stand, you kind of escort the priest up and down the aisle. And then you take the robe off, and then you finish the gig, and you go to the back, you'd have a smoke, and you'd be like, are we up? We got another gig? Got another crowd coming in?
You would have another smoke?
Yeah,
as a kid?
No, I wouldn't.
The priest would hand
just adding in some comedy element there.
Right, sorry.
Performance podcast on it.
I get you.
And then you go in. I remember doing the big gig though. If you got booked to do Easter Sunday,
the big gig,
like that's the Champions League.
Yeah.
Of being an altar boy is when you get. It's like referee in the Champions League final.
What's the World Cup of being an altar boy?
Oh,
fucking the Pope.
Did you see the Pope's puffer jacket?
No, has he got one?
He's got a puffer jacket.
The Pope jacket?
I don't know if that's a real picture or a fake picture.
Oh, it was AI generated.
Oh, was it AI generated? I didn't think.
Andrew.
But can you imagine if he
had a
like
puffer?
a chain?
They were like photoshopping to say the NWA.
What is that?
Like they were photoshopping like to say the NWA.
What does
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I don't know what NWA could be in priest terms.
But I remember I got booked for Easter Sunday. It came through my agent when I was an altar boy.
By that you mean your parents?
Yeah, my parents. Yeah. I was like, "What am I getting?" He's going to get the Lamb of God, like or whatever, And I went and I did the altar boy. So, do you see that picture of Google Pope? What's he? Is he Benedict? Which one is he?
Francis.
Pope Francis, puffer jacket. Enjoy it. Thank us later.
Who was before Benedict? John Paul.
John Paul. He died.
My granny loved him.
Yeah, John Paul. He was around for ages. Like
he was. He got shot and stuff. Remember?
Was he? He was Polish. Polish guy.
Yeah.
That was John Paul the sequel.
John Paul.
The sequel.
No, there was John Paul. He was around since the 70s. Then he died, and then they got in Benedict, and then he fucked it off. He didn't want it.
Well, he had health issues.
Well, he got it, and he was like, he did it. He did what? He did his probation.
He did a few stints.
Did a few stints. Then he realised, you know what? I'm getting out of the game.
Yeah.
He passed away a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh well, last year.
He passed away.
He passed away. Yeah.
And so he's gone up to the big house.
Yeah.
And then they got Francis.
Or down to the big house.
Yeah. Or Francis is Argentinian, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's pretty liberal for popes, like,
But he's into. But the Catholic Church, man, they're just fucking riddled with corruption, like. Do you know when they're handing out the basket at mass and you have to put some money in?
I remember the basket.
I tell you,
where
man,
did that money
conspiracy theory here? That
Did the
money's
priest
going
just
to those
pocket
boys'
that?
fucking golfing holidays. That's what these priests fucking golfing holidays.
So the priest just pocket that.
You go to Vila Moura in Portugal, mate, and you see 6 priests. Go, how'd you afford this?
But
they don't. They say it goes to the church.
it goes to him. He's the church.
I'd say they're fucking pocketing it, mate.
But then
They're doing lines of coke on a weekend after 3 gigs.
Priests are raging alcoholics.
see, priests are so intriguing, aren't they?
I'd love to get a priest on here. Like, what? Do they like the most fancy women?
They're a good priest.
The most fancy people, like
Not the gay ones.
They're human beings. They must have.
Not the gay ones. There's a priest. Queen's University have a priest who is very well spoken and would be very good to get on. I think he's a bit younger now. Might be worth getting him a shout at some point. If
Do
anyone
you
knows him.
think a priest would come onto a podcast?
I think he might. If anyone would, it would be him. I remember when I went to Queen's, he was just the nicest guy, and he was very open, talked very like to you as a person, didn't talk to you like, you know, how some people do.
Actually, you might get it. Might send him an email, see would he come on the podcast.
Dude, if anyone has a contact for him, give us
I'll
a
just
shout.
sit across from him, just do Dougal for an hour.
He would
Sure, I don't even believe in it.
He would absolutely love that, this guy. But yeah.
There was a priest like in my area. I remember when I was coming through school, and he like tried to be. His tactic was to be like really hip.
A hippie priest.
Yeah, to be like really cool and stuff. So like this is when the iPhone just came out, and he had like the first iPhone and stuff, and he used to run about in like Burgos coats.
Did you just have pictures
and,
of God on
Air
it, like?
Max and stuff, and so he was always like coming in and going, "Oh, here's," I can't even remember his name, but he done our confession, and it was always like, "Oh yeah, like Father whatever's coming in to talk about the Saturday Club or whatever, or whatever was going on in St Michael's at the time."
Well, what pictures would he have on his eye? What pictures do priests have on their phones?
Well, I don't want to know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we'd have pictures of like, you know, your partner or like, you know, gigs or whatever. Like, what have they got? Like,
Just dudes. And they're like, that's what it used to look like. And that's all they do.
just pictures of rosary beads. Go, oh, see this one. Check this one on the filter. Look at that.
pictures of rosary.
Jesus, look, there's Jesus in black and white. There's Jesus in Hawaiian. There's Jesus in
Jesus in
fucking
Hawaii.
Paris.
That's a movie.
Like,
I'd watch.
put a smiley face on Jesus there. Like, you know, Jesus in Hawaii. That's the name of a film, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Will be.
Jesus in
Once we
Hawaii.
make it.
Just
Yeah.
walking around.
Yeah. Performing miracles.
Only God can save you, pop.
Yeah.
Imagine if the next pope was from Belfast. That would be
God.
some crack, wouldn't it?
And it's
Here they fucking fuck up.
Yeah.
Imagine if the next pope was about day one in the Vatican. Hey, fuck up. That would be some crack,
What
though.
a
Like.
weird life, like.
It is, isn't it?
Because, yeah, like you said, if you're a straight priest, you want to do.
Do priests like? Do they?
No, they're not
go
meant
at
to.
themselves. Do they go at themselves?
Oh,
like?
well,
Do they? You know, they must get horny. Like, what do they get horny for? The Virgin Mary? Like, go at?
this is what, statue of it. They're just hanging around roundabouts.
Just hanging out, just looking at. Oh, Jesus! There was a sighting last week.
Fuck off. Bit of
jeez.
blue paint hanging off her.
Like if they go to knock, is that like going to a porn?
Yeah,
set?
they go to knock one off. I would say
They must get horny. Like.
here's the thing. Like, yeah, look, is it appropriate to ask priests that question?
Today on
Probably not.
Priests Uncensored.
Probably not.
Question
What
one.
way-
When was the last time you had a horn?
If you were to, how would you ask a priest? Would you be like, do you ever have any urge? What way would you phrase that even?
Do you know how you get excited about God? Is there any other things you get excited about?
And then you just present him in Nuts magazine and go,
You go, no, let me know.
what's that about? You know, you take a look and tell me what you think, what you see in there.
He goes, I get excited about GAA.
Jesus.
But the thing is, as much as there is obviously bad eggs and everything, like the
Yeah.
priesthood and stuff like that, but there is
Is there good eggs?
amazing good eggs. And I'll tell you, I know that there is amazing good eggs because my mother, God rest her, when she was ill, my mother had great faith. Now, she wouldn't go to Mass every week, but my mother was obsessed with Padre Pio. And when I was growing up as a kid, my mother named me after St. Anthony. So my middle name is Anthony.
Okay.
So my middle name is Andrew Martin Jared Anthony Ryan. So I have three middle names, right? Bit complicated. One's not official, but my granny gave me an extra name
Get
for a bit
less
of good
names.
luck, right? So anyway, when my mom was basically, when she was not very well and dying of cancer, the priest would call up to her every week, Father Pat. And Father Pat was one of the nicest fellas ever. And Father Pat used to come in. He would just be in his normal clothes. He wouldn't be in priest uniform. He used to come in, Pat, chatting about football. You wouldn't even know he was a priest.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a
and
good
he
priest.
used to go in, speak to my mother for 20 minutes. They'd have a cup of tea, some apple tart, a few biscuits. And he would leave the house, and my mother would be in great form after he'd left.
Yeah.
And I used to say to my mother, what's he saying to you? Like, what does the priest's work do? And she goes, he just reassures me, and he lets me know that, everything's going to be okay, and he helps me out, and he lets me know that, I'm going to be looked after and all this kind of stuff. And it used to really upset me because I think my mom used to talk to her in the past tense, used to talk to him in the past tense because my mom knew she was dying. So he used to say, my mom was always looking for reassurance. And it was in that moment that I realised that if you're into faith, the best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Because it really helped my mother. I know we can laugh and we can have a joke about it and stuff like that. And but I do believe that people get a lot out of it. And I've seen my mother get a lot out of it. So, you know what? Good luck to them. And there is great priests out there who do great work in the community, not just with people who are sick. They do great work with people who are addicts. They do a lot of work with people who are victims of domestic violence, people who are struggling. They do a lot of work within the community to help people, So they don't just go up there and do mass.
Yeah.
That's just one of many things that they do.
Yeah.
But religion isn't for me, but you have to respect people that respect it,
Absolutely.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was a very nice part of the podcast.
Yeah, except for Scientologists. Don't respect them.
What the fuck is Scientology?
Aliens, mate. Aliens, reincarnation.
Isn't Tom Cruise one of them?
Tom Cruise, David Miscavige. I don't want to say anything in case it gets taken down. But David Miscavige, who is like basically the leader of all this at the minute, his wife Shelley has not been seen in 20 years, but is claimed to still be alive. Very suspect.
Are these Americans?
Yes.
Classic Americans.
The Netflix documentary that will one day come out on Scientology will be unreal.
Isn't the Book of Mormon the same as well? Mormons.
Oh, the Mormons is a thing, yeah. But yeah, it's different. Like it's more the Book of Mormon's essentially like another version of the Bible. It's called like the third book of the Bible, and yeah, the whole story behind the Book of Mormon is. By the way, if you're ever in London,
I've been to see it twice.
You've seen it twice. That's what I was going to say. You would absolutely love it.
It's so funny. One of the funniest musicals I've ever seen.
It's the funniest musical.
It's filthy, like.
Yeah.
I want to go. I can't say it.
I can't. No, I'll not. But it's the third book of the
Brandon
Bible.
Flowers from The Killers. He's a Mormon.
That's right.
And I love The Killers. I've seen him live
right.
about 6 times.
That's right.
But then he's a Mormon.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
find that very interesting.
Yeah, and apparently all their music is like, if you really listen to it, it's religious, and they're a Christian rock band, but they're the biggest Christian rock band in the world. But just people don't realize if you listen to the messages in the music, like apparently it's all navigated towards religion.
Somebody told me that she had a girlfriend.
Yep.
Jesus frowns upon that.
That looks like
Somebody
Jesus.
That looked like Jesus.
Yeah. The Jesus was a friend of mine. That's one of my favorite killers.
Jenny was a friend of mine.
Yeah. I bet. Do you know comedy podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Doing a bit? Yeah. To perform.
Good call back, Aaron. Good call back.
You'll not get me.
Yeah, get her.
Yeah, hurry.
Yeah, I'd love to set up my own religion, though.
For what reason?
I don't know, just to get a cult going.
Yeah, just to get one going.
Just get it going, like.
Yeah, money, tax evasion.
Give me money, give me a pension.
One of those wee sex cults too.
Just women only.
I mean, that's not suspicious. There's only one man allowed in this religion.
Peelers will be
me.
at my front door within 5 minutes. Is peelers a derogatory word for the PSNI?
Well, maybe it is. I don't.
Is it? I don't know.
like-
Someone just keeps and say. I just say peeler. I don't know if that's bad. Huh?
The founder of, like, I think the English, like, police service was called something Peel.
Oh, so the founder of the English Police Service was something Peel, so it's called peelers. Okay, cool.
I didn't know why it was ever called peelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to wrap this up live on location
Wow.
with Cork. It's something a bit different. Get ourselves out of the studio because we couldn't afford to keep the lights on.
That's it. We're homeless.
We're not homeless. We said we break it up this week.
We're going place to place. Next week we're in Subway.
We are announcing the live show this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Exciting.
Cork in the North podcast. And also, as well as, we've got 2 potential dates. One is the same day as the Sunday over the bank holiday, which is the last day of the football season. And the other one is when Sean's away for 2 weeks. So we have to make a decision, Sean. Do we do it while you're away or do we do it over a bank holiday? And I'm worried over the bank holiday we won't get... It'd be difficult. Bank holiday, man.
But is that not the best time?
Oh, people go away.
Do they?
Do people go away on a bank holiday? They do, don't they?
Some people do.
But, like,
But some people also just stay here and just enjoy a day in the house the next day.
Yeah, we'll probably just do it on the bank holiday then. See what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, Cork in the North. Aaron, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for that. The coffee shop's empty, by the way, now.
We've
Because
we've
we've
literally
ruined
wrecked
this
the
place.
gaff.
They're going to have to close down the doors here now.
Babies have been kidnapped.
Dogs have been brutally murdered.
The local church next door is complaining.
Yep. Priests are gone. Terror level. much higher.
Terror level has been dropped. Once
It's been dropped since
once
we
we
did
leave
this.
Hollywood, the terror level comes down.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cork in the North, please sign up to the Patreon as well. Loads of different episodes up there as well. And we'll see you all again soon. Aaron, thank you very much.
Falcha go moya walia. Don't know what
Cart
that means.
galore.
Don't know what that means.
Cart galore.
I'm just saying things now.
Is Misha?
Tame hone, mahone.
What's that?
Don't know.